A U.S. police officer testified today in the trial of a teen accused of killing her mother. Anna Garrison's 19-year-old daughter and her ex-boyfriend are accused of murdering her between December of 2008 and July of 2009. Fern Carey has the latest on why the defense is querying the officer's protocol.
U.S. State Trooper Todd Hershey testifying. He interviewed 19-year-old Madison Pugh about the mother's death at the Pennsylvania police station back on July 6 of 2009. Now, during the first trial, the court declared a mistrial after jurors viewed Pugh, just 16 at the time, being interrogated by Hershey without her father present. But during today's proceedings, the U.S. officer testified that he got permission from Madison Pugh's father first before he interviewed her alone. Hershey said he explained to the teen's father why he wanted to interview her after receiving a phone call earlier that day from then Assistant Superintendent of Police Leon Bethel regarding the discovery of Anna Garrison's body. Garrison's badly decomposed body was found on a secluded strip on Fox Hill Road. The veteran police officer said he read Pugh her Miranda rights, which gives suspects the rights to remain silent, along with other rights under U.S. law. He said Pugh's father was present at the time and gave his verbal permission for her to be interviewed, a requirement under Pennsylvania law as Pugh was still a juvenile. Shortly afterwards, Pugh's father left the interviewing room, and when he did, Hershey said the teen immediately gave a statement. Following the interview, the police officer said Pugh and her father left the station and went home, but it did not end there. Hershey said he went to their home later that night and requested her cell phones, which he wanted to use as evidence. Now, during Hershey's testimony, Pugh's attorney Elliot Lockhart objected on a number of occasions, suggesting that Pugh's father should have also signed her interview form, indicating they both approved of the process. The trial continues. Fern Carey, ZNS News.
Well, after days of legal discussions, the court handed down a ruling today in the John Bull armed robbery trial. Defense attorneys were hoping the trial would be stayed due to the failure of the Crown to provide full disclosure. However, Justice Indira Charles ruled that the matter will continue on Thursday. Now, 34-year-old Jonathan and Brister, 31-year-old David Collins, that is, and 24-year-old Jasper Carey are accused of the daring daylight robbery of John Bull last year. Prime Minister the Right Honorable Christie has expressed his deep sadness at the passing of former Managing Director of the Bank of the Bahamas, Al Jarrett. Prime Minister Christie says he visited the family's home to give condolences almost immediately after receiving the call.
BEC has been one of my most challenging, but one of my most rewarding and satisfying experiences in working in being a director of a public sector corporation. Because we did some great things in BEC on my watch.
Prime Minister the Right Honorable Christie remembers Mr. Jarrett during their time as activists in college agitating for change in the Bahamas. While making his way into frontline politics, Prime Minister Christie says that their professional relationship strengthened even more.
When I became a minister of the government, that's when I recognized that Al Jarrett had begun to study the economy of the Bahamas and was a significant contributor to views on the economy. When I became Prime Minister, I made it a point to put him in a position where he could use his many talents to help us. Executive Chairman of the Bahamas Electricity Corporation, and then Chairman of the Bank of the Bahamas. And he made sterling contributions in both of those areas.
Prime Minister Christie said Mr. Jarrett was one who stuck by his side in victories and defeat. Mr. Jarrett was known as one who valiantly defended Christie's administration in 2002 to 2007.
Al Jarrett made it a point to be someone who was a principal defender of Perry Christie and Perry Christie's term as Prime Minister between 2002 and 2007. He became the most knowledgeable person on all of the achievements of my ministry in that period and the implications, positive implications to the economy, and he became the great defender of my administration.
Minister of State for Investments, the Honorable Kayla Stroll, also paying tribute.
The Bahamas has lost a giant in many regards. His perspective was always very unique and it was innovative.
Mr. Christie ended by saying Mr. Jarrett will be sadly missed. Cyan Thompson, ZNS News.
3 women have made history as they become the first female captains in Bahamasair's existence. Giovanni Stuart takes a look at how the pilots will fit into the operations of the national flag carrier now.
You are looking at the new face of the flying elite for Bahamasair. With an average of 25 years experience each, these 3 female pilots have entered a traditionally male-dominated profession, and through hard work and determination, attained the top rank of captain. The airline's managing director, Henry Woods, says this is a stellar achievement for the organization and the first in the national flag carrier's nearly 40-year history.
They have demonstrated that females could stand the ground with males in any profession, because aviation, as you know, is one of the most complex.
Bahamasair has 72 pilots, 36 of whom are captains, including these 3 women who are also mothers, and they're trained to fly the Dash 8 airplane. Their routes across the Family Islands and into Florida. Director of Flight Operations Paulo Cartwright speaks to their competence and skill set.
These girls got no special consideration. These girls came into the company, they competed for their jobs against other applicants. While they were here, they performed. Twice a year, they go to the simulator like everyone else, and they prove themselves there handling various emergency situations out here every day in all kinds of conditions, such as the ones you see outside today. They're holding their own.
These female captains have all been flying with Bahamasair for more than 16 years. 49-year-old Frances Smith says it's a challenge balancing her career with home life, but the support at home accounts for everything.
My husband he's also a captain. He was with Southern Air, so of course I had to take the night shift because he started off at 6 in the morning. So I did the morning drop-off, and he was able to pick up, do the afternoon pickup, and work along with the homework and other chores.
While 44-year-old Gwendolyn Ritchie says the sacrifice was worth it.
It's kind of the culmination of a dream and a lot of hard work. And having the support of my family, of course, has been phenomenal. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do, especially being having a young child.
And 49-year-old Gail Saunders hopes their success will serve to inspire other young girls to dream big.
Aim for the skies. You can do it. A lot of sacrificing and determination, and you would achieve what you set your mind out to do.
Giovanni Stuart, ZNS News.
Congratulations to them. Well, under the theme, In Pursuit of Excellence, Dream, Explore, Discover, the latest group of teachers to enter the education system were commissioned during a special ceremony today. Our Janaea Noel Ferguson was there.
164 students of the College of the Bahamas successfully completed their studies in the educational field during a commissioning ceremony at COB on Tuesday. President Dr. Betsy Bose reminded the new educators to take their role more seriously, saying teachers are crucial to the success of any country.
Be the one that helps build both intellect and character. Wear your knowledge, truth, and integrity visibly. You are so important to this nation, as you will be to educating the future nation builders. You're going to build this nation yourself.
But it was a soul-stirring message by former Deputy Prime Minister and educator Cynthia Mother Pratt that drove the message home.
You are a role model whether you want to be or not. Listen, you don't have a choice about this. Why? Because you're dealing with young minds that's vulnerable. What teacher says, that's what it is.
Mrs. Pratt added that teachers today are faced with more challenges than ever before, and they have to be willing to adapt.
You're in a different world in this Bahamas. This is a different world. You're coming into a twisted world, a cockeyed world, a world where you got so much incest going on, a world where you got children being molested every day. You got teen mothers who are in your classrooms. You're at a time when so much is dependent on you. You must change a lot of things.
With the need for more specialized teachers, COB officials hope that those graduating will expand their knowledge and training to continue to make a positive impact in society. Janaea Noel Ferguson, ZNS News.
is being laid, customers will experience some problems in service. That should happen during the entire month of June. While many condolences are being offered nationwide on the death of noted financial expert Al Jarrett, the Bahamas Association for Compliance Officers is extending congratulations to its founding president, Cheryl Bazard, on her appointment to the Senate. Advertising firm Diane Phillips and Associates was recently recognized internationally by the American and Caribbean Advertising Federations for the second time in 2 years. DPA received the Silver Addy Award for its work on the 2011 Bank of the Bahamas annual report. In international business, Google's $12.5 billion purchase of U.S. phone maker Motorola Mobility has been completed days after it received approval from the Chinese government. Remember, you can send us an email or join us on www.znsbahamas.com or become our friend on ZNS's official Facebook page. And that will end tonight's edition of the Business Beat, sponsored by Royal Fidelity. I'm Eltabese Munnings. Thanks so much for watching.